Hey, 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 long time no see, long time no see. I think the last time we saw each other, I was in the other office. It was before I moved up to our fancy new 600 square foot office that I'm now not really going to be able to use because COVID mask mandates are coming back in, and lockdowns are probably on the horizon, and the whole nine yards. Anyways, how are you all doing? I don't know, I'm doing as good as I am. I have this nice new office. Look at my nice new office that I'm not really going to be able to use a whole hell of a lot past this week. But anyways, that is a story for a different day. We're going to be talking about the mask mandates and the coming lockdowns and the Lambda variant and all of that kind of stuff. We'll probably do that in tomorrow's video. Today's video, I wanted to warn you about the Delta variant. That's right. I had my run-in with the Delta variant. And let me tell you, it's a hell of a lot worse than I had any idea it would possibly be. So here in Asheville, there are a lot of these CBD stores that have opened up. Basically, these stores selling CBD oil, which is some extract from hemp or who knows what. It's supposed to do amazing stuff for you. Anyways, we have a lot of those stores around. And they just started carrying Delta 8 a while ago. So Delta 8 is theoretically a legal, how do you say this? Cabanoid? You know, for somebody who gets paid for talking, I'm really bad at talking sometimes. Cannabinoid? Okay, so there's this cannabinoid called Delta 8, which is very close, supposedly, to THC. I guess THC is like Delta 9 or something. And Delta 8 is a legal cannabinoid that you're supposed to be able to ingest, and it's supposed to be a much mellower experience than the normal THC cannabis that you would get. And so my wife and I, we were walking by one of these stores months ago, and we saw them, and they had these things, and they had gummies, and I thought it was crap. Can I be honest with you? I thought it was crap. I thought it was garbage. I was wrong. I thought it was complete garbage. It was like, yeah, sure. You're just legally selling this stuff that's like 99% like marijuana, but isn't really like marijuana, and this is supposedly illegal, right? So I guess this is all part of, I think it's like 2018 Farm Bill. So in the 2018 Farm Bill, basically what Congress said is that like any hemp that has less than like 0.3% THC in it is legal. And so all the chemists out there went to hemp that had less than 0.3% THC in it and started trying to mine it for anything else that could be in there. And that's where they found like Delta 8, and I guess there's a Delta 10 and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, so that's why this stuff is supposed to be legal. So we were walking by one of these stupid ass stores. We got so many of these stores. We have so many stores around here selling Delta 8. So we're walking by, and we went in, and we're talking to the person. They're saying all these amazing things. And, I was like, yeah, bullshit. I was like, garbage. Look at this garbage. Look at this crap. But anyways, I have a couple of dollars to throw down on experiments. Again, one of the reasons I can give you folks interesting stories is because I experiment. I try things. Even if I think it's garbage, even if I think it's snake oil, well, hell, at least you'll have a good snake oil story afterwards. So anyways, we bought some of these gummies. We bought some of these Delta 8 gummies. Now, I'm not one of these people that actually really wants to get high. Again, I'm kind of fine with the world. I think I'm one of the few people in this world that's like kind of okay with how the world is. There's good parts to the world, there's bad parts to the world. The sun will come up, you've got crap to do. Suck it up and drive on, as they say. Anyways, I'm pretty good with the world. I like caffeine to wake up in the morning. I like a good porter at the end of the day, just to drink a good porter at the end of the day. But, I don't know, the whole high thing, just never been my big thing. So I smoked back in the day in countries where they allow you to smoke, or at least they allow people that look like this to smoke. And I never really cared that much though. Like I'd sit there with my friends, I'd smoke, and then I'd go drink a beer. Like that was always my thought with marijuana. Like I just don't get the point much one way or the other. Again, beer is far more useful for me than marijuana is anybody. But anyways, I'm not one of those people that really wants to get high or anything. So we got these gummies, and so they're like, be careful with this gummy. Be careful with this gummies. Don't eat a whole gummy. I was like, ooh, gotta throw that in there. Gotta throw some scare tactics in there to make us all feel like this garbage is actually gonna do something. Yeah, whatever. So anyways, we were told to take a quarter of a gummy. A quarter of a gummy is a dose of Delta 8. So my wife and I take it home. I chop off a quarter of the gummy. She chops off a quarter of a gummy. We both eat a quarter of a gummy. I don't know. She said it did something to her. She said that she felt something. I didn't. I had my little quarter of a gummy. It was like, wow, I had a quarter of a gummy. Can I have a beer now, please? So anyways, I had a quarter of a gummy. And then a couple weeks go by because it didn't really do anything for me. I didn't really care. So it was like a couple weeks. I was like, you know what? Maybe I need more. Maybe I need more. I'm a big boy. So I went for half a gummy. So after a couple weeks, I chop off half a gummy at the end of the day. I take half a gummy. Nothing. Not even a giggle. I'm not even like, hee. At least when I used to smoke, I used to get a little stupid giggly. Hee. Give me a beer. Hee. Can I have a beer, please? Right. Anyways, didn't even get giggly. So I had half. And so I was like, okay, well, I guess Delta 8 really doesn't do anything for me. And that's what I was like, well, it doesn't do anything for me. Oh, maybe it does something for everybody else. Maybe it's not snake oil. But for me, it doesn't do anything. But anyways, here's that whole question though, because we got in a few gummies. They're kind of expensive. And so I was like, well, maybe I just need a higher dosage. Right? What if I just eat a gummy, right? So I done a quarter of a gummy, nothing. Done a half of a gummy, nothing. What if I just do a whole gummy? I'll just do a whole gummy, and then when it doesn't do anything to me, because it's all BS snake oil, obviously, and then I'll be able to throw the gummies away and talk about how Delta 8 is a bunch of garbage. Ooh. Wish I had decided to do that before I had eaten a whole gummy. So I ate a gummy. So it was like 6 o'clock at night on Sunday. My wife had come home. We had seen some friends. We were just gonna, it was a cold, rainy night, so we couldn't really take Peanut out to walk or anything. So it was like, okay, you know what? I know the rest of the night is completely open. Apparently the effects of Delta 8 take like 2 to 4 hours to go through you. So you know what? I was gonna eat a gummy. I'm gonna sit there, I'm gonna drink my bedtime tea, and then in the morning I can just say, okay, gummies don't do anything. Oh God. That seemed like such a reasonable idea at the time. So I took a gummy. I ate my gummy. Empty stomach, as you're supposed to. So I ate my gummy. I actually ate after it. So I ate my gummy on an empty stomach. Then about 30 minutes later, I had some dinner. Anyway, so I ate my gummy. After an hour, nothing at all. I was sitting there looking at my wife. See, dear, it just doesn't do anything to me. I told you, this whole marijuana thing it just my body type. It doesn't do a lot. And then an hour and a half later, I was saying the same thing. And then I don't know, somewhere in the 2+ hour mark, sometime about 8 o'clock at night, I started to feel my hair grow. It was like I could feel every single follicle of hair growing. Which wasn't bad. I was like, oh, okay. Hey, look at this. Delta 8 is doing something. I don't know if I like the feeling of my hair growing, but at least we know it's not snake oil. Yeah, that was only the beginning. Oh, it was just not a good time. The way that I try to explain it is that, so I could do stuff. I could go to the bathroom, I could drink my tea or whatever, but my brain wasn't remembering everything in its normal blocks. Right, so when you normally remember things, you just remember the whole time period. And then as time goes by, some of it dissolves away, right? Well, what was happening that night is I would do something, and then it's I would remember 10 seconds out of every minute. So a minute would go by, And I'd have these choppy blocks of short-term memory of what was occurring. It was like literally like my wife was sitting beside me, and I swear, like when she turned her face, it was out of one of those movies. And then I'd sit there, and I wouldn't know if I had thought something or if I had said something. And then like at one point I thought I might stop breathing. I guess apparently this is a normal thing. Oh, this is fun. You get like so relaxed, and then you're breathing in or out, and you start thinking, "Oh my God, what if I forget to breathe?" And yeah, that was miserable. That was what I call miserable. And the thing was, they say 2 to 4 hours. They say 2 to 4 hours. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. So we got to about 10 o'clock, and it was still going. So my wife just kind of curled me up on the couch in front of the TV with Peanut. And that's where we were. Didn't really sleep at all, just in this really weird place. And then I woke up in the morning, so 12 hours after taking it, and I still felt wonky as hell. Literally all the way up till last night, until I went to bed last night, I was still feeling the effects of that one gummy. Like literally, I didn't drive in and do anything yesterday. I watched Black Widow and Fast and Furious 9. Both horrible movies. Both shockingly horrible movies. But that's another story. Anyway, I just sat there and because when you have the effects, like when you drink and when you're hungover, right? If you eat food, that'll kind of settle you, right? That'll kind of ground you. When I ate, it didn't ground me at all. It did not change my mental whatever at all. Like normally when you have a hangover or something and you drink coffee at least kind of wakes you up a little bit more. So you still have a bit of a headache, you're still groggy, but you start to feel like you're alive. I would drink the coffee, didn't feel like it changed a gosh darn thing about me. And I just kind of sat there all day in this weird because I woke up in the morning. There was all this moving stuff I wanted to do. So today I moved a lot of stuff here to the office, and I planned to do this yesterday. And so when I woke up in the morning yesterday and I was feeling groggy, now do not drive under the influence. And so I was like, okay, I woke up in the morning, I was still feeling a little groggy. No big deal. I'll just do it in the afternoon. No. Nobody would want me in the car. And I think that's actually an interesting thing. When they talk about like DUI or driving under the influence, and they never really bring up pot, like I would have been a horrible driver. I don't know, for some reason I didn't think pot was that bad for driving. No, it's horrible for driving. Like the thought of me driving, even the next day, that would have been an absolutely bad thing. So anyways, that was my Delta 8 experience. I had the Delta variant. It was horrible. It was so bad. So bad. Just give me a porter, gosh darn it. Give me a porter. Give me a good IPA. I'll even take a Belgian wheat beer every once in a while. As long as I don't have to do that crap again. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. And I think the interesting thing, and again, one of the reasons I do these types of videos is just so there are other people's viewpoints out in the world. Because I was Googling yesterday. I was Googling like bad times on Delta 8. And the weird part is everybody glosses over it. Everybody glosses over the god-awful effects you can have of Delta 8. It's like, oh, well, you might have a little hunger. Oh, you might be a little anxious. Oh, maybe a couple of little things. They don't tell you for like hours upon hours, you're going to be walking through life as if all of life is a strobe light. Like that's the way to think about it. Imagine if your memory was a short-term memory was a strobe light, and you're walking through and the entire world is doing this as you're going through it. Yeah. Not fun. Not fun. So anywho, just thought y'all might want to know. If you're thinking about doing Delta 8, you might think about not. I know how to dose my beer. I know how to dose my coffee. And it's so weird. Like, I just don't understand the American legal system. Can I say our criminal justice system is so weird? Our regulatory system is so weird. Our criminal justice system is so weird. Because again, this is a gummy. Like my wife was saying that. Was like, well, Eli, that's what some people say. Like, you know, I guess if you're not a skilled druggie, right? If you're not a skilled druggie, you can make mistakes and eat a whole gummy. That was that big. To be clear, the gummy was that big. It's not like I'm saying like I ate a gummy. It's not like I pulled a gummy out of the bag and was like this big and I ate the whole thing in like 15 minutes. The gummy was this big. I think that's one of the weird things, like with the whole regulatory system and all that, where like these things aren't even dosed to the appropriate amount you should have per dose, right? So if you're supposed to have a quarter of a gummy, why aren't they producing gummies a quarter the size? Or gummies the same size with a quarter of the crap in the gummy. So you're more like, oh, this is a dose. Like if I had eaten 4 gummies, if I had eaten 1 gummy, then 2 gummies, then 3 gummies, then 4 gummies, like you can process. They're eating 4 servings, I suppose. But if you're just like, it's a gummy, it's a gummy. Again, 2 hours later. So thankfully, I was having a nice calm night with my wife. Because think about that. If you ate a gummy, and then you were sitting there, and after an hour, nothing had happened. After an hour and a half, nothing had happened. How many people would just think about hopping in their car and going somewhere, and then going down the interstate? And that's so. Our system is so weird. Our system is so weird with all this kind of stuff. So, anyways, yeah. So Delta 8, I can tell you, Delta 8 is not psychosomatic. Delta 8 is not snake oil. It's horrible. It's horrible. But it does do something. So anyways, I'm going to go. I'm going to do a couple of things here. So I will see you all later. We will have a conversation about why I'm going to start doing these videos on the Daily Blob again. We're going to bitch about our politicians the way I like to do. And yeah, all of that kind of stuff. So anyhow, with that, I'll see you all at the next video. And if you're thinking about doing Delta 8, just think about it long and hard. Think about it long. Again, like, I'm in my mid-40s. I have never had anything like that. That was a completely new experience. That was like, oh, bad. Horrible new experience, but completely new experience. So if you're gonna do Delta 8, truly, not telling you not to do it, just be careful. When they talk about that dosage, take 1, wait an hour, or dose 1, take a dose, wait an hour. Then take a second dose, wait an hour. And then maybe wait an extra hour before you take that third dose. Because it's just, it was, it was truly a horrible experience. Anywho, with that, I will see you all later, the next video.